So we have a new aquascape display that is emerging here at Majestic Aquariums. So basically we are putting some ground cover plant. Now with all these HC style plants, you can't establish them in an aquarium full of water, because it will end up just blowing around, because the roots of these plants are very, very fine. So the way that we actually do this is that we'll spray aquarium water all over the plant, and then we'll cover the top with Glad wrap. And then as they photosynthesize and as they start to grow in that damp environment, then their roots will go down. And then once we've allowed it enough time, a month or two, for the roots to actually go down into the mud, and at the front here we should see the roots going down into the mud. Once they're well into the mud, then we can look at filling the tank up very, very slowly. So this is a Bioscape display. It's got an Aqua One aquarium on an Aqua One stand, and it's got a very fancy looking steel Bioscape canister filter. Looks like a ADA copy. And then we've also got a CO2 system that's going to help this tank. So this tank will slowly evolve now that we've initiated it, and then over a period of time we'll then start to fill it. When we do start to fill it, we'll have to do lots and lots of water changes, because this mud style substrate are very, very high nutrient. So it takes a long time for these tanks to establish. These are not tanks for beginners. These are tanks for very patient, very experienced aquarists. All of these mud tanks, like the one I have at home at my house, which is exactly this same tank, they take a long, long time to establish. Once they've established, they're actually great. But if you're a beginner, you're not going to have the patience. So do not try and set up a tank like this if you're a beginner. You're much better off going for gravel and allowing the tank to populate more quickly. Once you have got that bug out of your system where you feel like you need to buy fish every weekend, then you can consider doing something like an aquascape tank. Doing something like an aquascape tank is much better as a second aquarium for people that are very passionate. Otherwise, you'll find that you're just too keen and you want to set it up too quickly, and then it's just going to fail. You need to allow 6 to 12 months for these tanks to actually come to their own. They take longer, but they're very beautiful.